How's it going, everyone? It's mlspanky here. I haven't made a video in probably 2 weeks. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that these are heartwarming and come from, you know, a good place, and there's a main point behind them. And there was always a main point, but when I forced myself to put out videos, some of them just didn't have the same, I don't know, I guess umph to them, you would say, like, meaning. But let's get to it. Why you all clicked on it? Um, I think drug addiction and depression are not only correlated, but I believe that a happy person would not do dope. Now, I know it's big claims to make, but like in general, I mean, think about it. Like you do have the euphoric feeling, no doubt, but let's be honest, most of us end up nodding out for half of our high anyways, because we like to, we like to ride the line, right? Like no one just does a little. Like we like to, I'm faded, you know, and that's not good. Um, but we do it because we want the pain to stop. And sure, maybe there's a few where it was fun in the beginning, and then they just fell into it. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I would say for the majority of us, at the end of the day, the glare on my glasses, I'm just gonna take them off. This is why I wear them when I'm gaming, but the glare when you're from this angle is just too much. So sorry about that. But anyways, at the end of the day, they go hand in hand. So a lot of people have asked me, like how can you help, or like what do you know, or like is there this like secret trick, and like I'll be honest with you, like all this shit just comes from within. And, like, not even always within. Sometimes it can definitely come from another person because, like, the only reason I'm even still sober right now is because I'm trying to honor the memory of Marissa. Um, if Yeah, if I wasn't trying to do that, I don't think I'd be sober because I'm super fucking depressed right now. Like, I feel like, life has just ended and it's just like I'm stuck here. Like it's literally draining every day to just be alive. Um, yeah, this isn't a suicide thing, so don't take it that way, but just I don't have a lot of will at the moment and I'm struggling deeply. So, I know for a fact that if I wasn't already clean, I would have probably just died. But I know she would want me to continue doing what I was doing and try to be the best person that I can be and not go back to who I was before I met her, because she just made me a better person in general. I mean, sure, I had my sobriety, but I still kind of wasn't that great of a human being. I never really thought about anyone but myself. And I just realized it's because, like, I hated everything. Like, I hated existence. That's why being sober was so fucking hard. That's why you need to replace it with something. And this is key. This is very key for anyone who actually wants to quit and change. Like, you need to replace it, like with something useful, with something that you think is, whatever it is for you. If this is a completely individual thing, like why I'm trying to do these YouTube videos is to help out a few people, save a few people's lives, maybe give them a little different perspective, because sometimes all you need is someone to say something that you already know, or, give you a different mindset, instead of just giving up and giving in all the time. It is a fight, and it's not an easy one. Like, I lost my soulmate this year, like truly soulmate. Like, I still cry every day, and it's been 8 months. Whether you can call that pathetic or not, it's pain. I would have spent my life with her. No, like she was it. There will be no one after her, and if there ever is, it won't be for love. It'll be, you know, so I'm not that lonely, which is, I don't know. I don't mind being alone, so I don't see it happening. But if it does, it does. You know, it's just like to me, it doesn't make sense because she was my everything. Like she's why I wanted all that stupid shit. You know what I mean? She's why I wanted to go work a shitty job I hate and do a bunch of stuff I don't like and just to live and survive. But with her, it made sense. Like I remember one day she asked me if I wanted to, like, if I move across the country, and like all my family's here. So like at first I really didn't want. I was like pondering it, and then I'm getting way off topic. Way off topic, and y'all know you gotta keep these videos short. Sorry, the point is I was really fucking happy, and I did really well. And the only reason I'm doing well now, is because I'm trying to honor her memory. Like realistically, I'm in the worst mental case that I've ever been. It's hard for me to even make videos, even play video games, which is something that I've loved my whole life. I mean, it says right there on that mug back there. You can't see the words, but it says, "I promise to love you even when you're old and still play video games." She got that for me for my birthday. Um, she was just, she was everything to me, and she made me want to be a better person. She made me want to live again, and then that really changed things for me. Gave me a whole new perspective, changed my whole world, the way I view everything. And now that's gone, and I'm still sober. So, like, I'm not saying my story's worse or better than yours, but there's a lot of other things that happened besides that before her that is also messed up that I could go into. But the point is I was fucked up. All right, my life wasn't great, and some shit happened. And that's what happens to a lot of us is we just fall in this pit of despair. And it's not a pit of self-pity either, you know. For a lot of us, it's a struggle that like it's not as simple as like, oh, just stop, or oh, just do this, and it's you got to find something in yourself that you don't know is there or where it's at, and you got to find it, and then you got to grasp a hold of it, and you got to fucking ride that wave, because that's the only way you'll ever get any amount of sobriety. Like that's just the truth. Is you got to replace it. You know, it's don't replace it with another addiction, but you have to replace it with something. You gotta like think of your life, right? And what's it gonna look like if you keep doing what you're doing, right? And then think of your life, what it could be if you really made changes. You know, and I mean, you could even write it down, positives, negatives. I mean, there's not many positives to going down the run road. There's only three places you go: jails, institutions, and death. And I'll tell you what, I've lost a lot of fucking people in my life, and I'm sick of losing fucking people. I don't know how to stop it. I don't think I ever will be able to, but I wouldn't mind impacting a few because, I have nothing left, right? And I'm doing it. So like find something, man. Like I'm using the fact that I met someone who's not here right now and not even on this planet to keep me sober just because I want to honor her memory. I don't want it to be for nothing. You know, it just doesn't make sense if it was for nothing because like we we had a relationship that was, like I said, true happiness. True happiness. That's why, like, I didn't even think about dope when I was with her for the most part. Like, sure, I'd have like a few bad days here and there, but like, she was way better than any drug I ever had. She put me on top of the world. And I'm not saying to go out and find a girl because honestly, I didn't think that that's what it was for me, and I don't think that's what it's gonna be for most people. I always felt like something was missing in my life, but to be honest, I always felt this other girl that I dated, that we spent years together with. Like, you know, I really thought she was the one that, had I done things differently, like we would have worked out. but she definitely wasn't, you know. I don't even think I loved her. It's crazy because like if you told me during that time, I'd be like, nah, you know, like that was that was the one that should have been it, you know. It just didn't work out because that's how life happens sometimes. And then I realized like I don't even think I had feelings for her at all, you know, because of the intensity and what like we were soulmates, like straight up. And I know people say that shit and people whatever, but dude, we both fucking changed, and it was like we found that that peace, like we came together as one. Like I've never had a connection like that, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't. So it's I'm not talking down on anyone's relationship. Trust me, I spent my years in those types of relationships, and if you would have told me love is basically instant, I tell you you're a fucking idiot. But yeah, I mean, we said I love you in 4 days, right? Like so, like she was really my soulmate, you know, and I have this intense pain. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm trying to like, it's hard to eat. Trying to force myself, you know. It's it's been this period of time. It's not like it's gotten better, you know. I cry every day, but I'm still holding it together. And I don't know if that'll help you directly, but at least give you some inspiration. And see, I'm doing this from within. Yours is the same thing. It's not going to be obviously Marissa or me, right? But it's going to be something in your life that really matters to you. You know, like, do you really want can your pa handle you being buried, or can your mother handle it? Or will they fall down the rabbit hole? You know, usually addiction runs in the family. Are they alcoholics? Did they stop drinking? Are they going to go back into it? Like, everyone always tells you it has to come from within, but I'm telling you, every time I've ever been sober in my life, it has never been for my fucking self. Because I don't care if I died, especially now. If I died tomorrow, I wouldn't be fucking sad about it. Like, I'd be like, you know, whatever. I'm going to my baby girl. You know, I wouldn't care. Not saying that I'm gonna die tomorrow. Please don't misconstrue or understand anything. I would be content. It wouldn't bother me. I'm not scared of it. I guess is the best way to say. You know, and I'm holding out because of a memory. Like that's what I'm clinging to. You know, it's so small when you think about it. Just a memory of a person that honestly most people, sadly, you know, are gonna think things that aren't true about her, which also pisses me the fuck off. But that doesn't matter either. People are scumbags and they always will be. You know, and I'm the scapegoat because I've never hid my addiction. You know, I got a fucking YouTube channel about being a heroin addict, so it was always out there. And yeah, they just all think like it's not even the way it happened. That's what's crazy. It's like Marissa never did heroin a day in her life, and fucking everyone's saying she died of fentanyl. It's wild. 8 months later, you're talking about a dead person. Like that's the type of shit I'm dealing with right now, and I'm staying sober. Trust me, it's fucking hard. Like I don't want to, cause it's like fuck. Like on top of it, like her family hates my fucking guts. Like I don't even really know why at this point. You know, like I'm not even gonna get into what happened, but I think they needed a scapegoat as well. At the end of the day, as sad as it is, and I was the easiest. Like, like why be mad at anyone else, even though I did so much to make sure she was okay, and no one cares. And she's gone, and I have to hold on to a memory. You know, that was the point. I got a lot of babbling. I know when these videos get longer, people don't pay attention, but um, yeah, you really got to find something within it. I know this sounds so generic, but at the same time, like, have you ever really thought about it? Like, have you really ever thought about where you're gonna be in 5 years? What about the people you leave behind? How they're gonna feel? You gotta have someone in your life that ain't gonna be able to feel right at the very least, you know? I can't fucking move on. I'm stuck. I ain't been with no one. I ain't thought about being with no one. I don't wanna be with no one. I'm fucking just sad that I lost her. And I'm staying sober off of fucking memory. Like, but I'm barely, that's all I'm accomplishing, you know? I'm barely living. I don't know how to find that, you know? You gotta find that too. I can't help you with that because I have no fucking idea. I just carry this pain and just deal with it, you know? But you gotta replace it with something, something that is you're gonna be committed to, something to either remind you or actual physical. Like it could be, falling into like if you really love working, just work 80 hours a week, or if you like something you're passionate about, though, like if you want to writing, drawing, like anything that's positive, that's not doing what you're doing. And ideally, something you actually want to do, though, like that's the idea. Like even me recording these videos, like I wish I could record them more often, but honestly, my motivation just it sucks right now. But like my intent and like what I want to do and like helping people, like that gives me that happiness, when I get those one or two people that say, man, that shit really hit me, or or hey, do you have any advice for this, or what can you do here? Cause like I, I I've done, I just, I wasn't a good person when I was younger, just in certain ways. All right, a lot of shit. I don't know. This that ain't what this is about. It's the exact opposite, So I ain't gonna talk about that lifestyle. But and I sure as fuck ain't gonna glorify it. Like it destroys people. No matter what kind of addiction you got, eventually it overtakes you. And once it overtakes you, you're not in control anymore, man. The drug is, and it just does shit that you won't normally do. You'll steal from your friends. You'll lie to your family. I mean, I didn't steal from my friends, but my friends stole from me. The only reason I didn't steal is because I always had the money, though. If you always have the money, you don't need to steal, right? But if you don't have money to buy it, well, you're gonna find a way. Like, facts. Like, you're not gonna go without. Like, let's be real here. Like, we ain't fucking. What the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So that's why you really need to replace it, because you love that that much, but you only love it because you're not happy. So you gotta find something that makes you happy. Cause like I I held on to sobriety before Marissa, but it was like really hard, and like I always thought for sure I was gonna fail at one point and just fall right back into it. Like because I I loved it so much. There's nothing on this world I loved more than heroin. And then I got really lucky, and so but she's also gone now, and that has been the hardest thing I've ever dealt with, and I'm staying off of memory. So my point is find a happiness and try not to make it a person if possible, because you can't always guarantee people. And like even if you find your perfect other, is exactly what I did, is I found literally my perfect soulmate. And sadly, she's gone. It's just the reality of the situation. I hope I'm just trying to check the decibels, make sure everything's good, but you know, like we don't do drugs because that's the main point. It's just we don't do drugs because we're happy, especially heroin. I mean, I guess sometimes, like, if you occasionally party with, like, once in a while, and, like, you do cocaine with your buddies, which I still think, eventually leads to a problem, especially if you like it a little too much. But, I mean, everyone's different. Not everyone does drugs and becomes an addict. But for those of us who do, usually we're hiding something. Like, we're fucked up. Like, we're mentally, we ain't right, Like, whether it's depression, whether it's, you know, other dealing with day-to-day bullshit, I mean, whether it's like deep inner, you don't even know who you are because the world just tore you apart, you know? Like I get it, like what it's like to just not want to live. And doing heroin makes it so much easier because then, like, you take the pain away and you know what you're risking. Like, it's not like we don't know every time this might be our last shot. Like, we know we're playing with fire. Like, we just don't care. And that's a sad thing. And I hope that you're able to find something that you do care about and replace that and really use it to change your life. That way your family still has you. Some of you got kids, they can't live without their mom and pop. They just can't. Like, and that'll mess them up and almost guarantee them to follow in your footsteps. And if you don't got kids, you probably got parents that really love you. Even if you fall out of contact because they disapprove of your lifestyle, I promise you, once you get sober, they all come around. Unless you just had shitty parents and none of this applies, and you got to do it for yourself or for a friend that loves you. Like, somebody always loves you, man. Somebody always gives a fuck about you, and you gotta cling to those people. If you're lucky, it's three, you know. But that's all you need. And hopefully it's three and family, but if not, it's at least three, you know. And imagine how those three would feel if you were gone. Like, I know there's some people that were deeply affected if I were to die. That's another reason why I keep pushing, you know, because I would hurt so many people. Because I know how I feel when I lost Marissa, right? So I, I I know the deep, deep, deep pain, and I might not cause them as deep of pain, but it's still gonna be pain, and pain can lead to a bad path. I'm gonna tell you straight up, because I was depressed. That is why I loved and became a heroin addict. I know that for a fact. I just know it because as soon as I did it, everything ran, it nothing mattered. Nothing fucking mattered except the fact that I was feeling good and I was chilling, you know? Like, I remember the first time I tried it, it wasn't like that, and then I was like, "Oh, I get it," and then it was over after that. But what I realized is you just don't think of nothing. You're just like kind of in this blissful, peaceful place. But it's always temporary and then it comes back and it's got a vengeance. I mean, we all know the withdrawals, man. They are wicked. You don't sleep for fucking weeks. It's pure hell. Like, that's why I definitely recommend, you know, either outpatient or rehab. I think rehab is too short. I think 28 days. When you get back out there, it's like your real test, and a lot of people fail. So rehab doesn't have a high success rate. I think it's because they try to do a one rule fits all type shit. Like, they always told me I'd never be sober if I did it from unless I did it for my fucking self, and I ain't never done that shit for myself. I could give two fucks if I was sober. I would love to shoot some dope right now, and that's a fucking fact. But I don't because I have people who love me and you too. So you gotta think about those people and you gotta find within yourself what makes you happy and run with that shit. And don't ever stop. Don't ever look back and become who you're supposed to be. Don't let yourself become another statistic. This is mlspanky. If you liked and appreciated anything, please, if you made it this far and it resonated with you, a subscribe would be great. But other than that, my socials are in the description. Feel free to follow. Um, I got a gaming YouTube channel that I'm going to keep separate from this one, just so you guys know, so you no longer see streams of me gaming. The gaming channel, I'll put links. I'll add to my usual because I throw them all in. I can't stream. It takes like 24 hours to activate, but I activated it, and I'll be putting those videos on that account. That way, this account stays specific to drug addiction, which is what everyone was here for in the first place. So, um, Yeah, that covers it. Sorry about the length of this one. I really wanted to like give an example and kind of more of an explanation of, you know, how hard life can be, and yet you can still swing it if it's really what you want. And I believe in you. I want you to know, like I really do, because I know no one believed in me, but I know when I wanted to stop, man, I fucking stopped. Like I said, fuck that shit, I'm out, you know? Like you can do it. You probably can't do it with, I'm not gonna lie, the withdrawals are crazy. So, I mean, I would get on like a program. That's just me. I know some people don't consider that clean, but I say fuck them because you're not getting high. You're just not going through shitty withdrawals. And then you can like do that later when because the withdrawals are what take you right back. You got to fix your mind first, and that's gonna take like a year or two at least minimum. I'm telling you, get yourself in a program. At least start there, and then find that passion, right? But I'll see you soon, hopefully. Like I said, next time I have something real I want to speak on, you already know I'll be here. But this is mlspanky. I love you all and thank you for checking out my videos, and I hope it resonates with at least one of you. And save one life, and I did something great. Peace out, y'all.